I'm Andy Stoyer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Composer. Composer is a content marketing platform. It's an AI content marketing platform. So what we do is we enable our clients to utilize AI to write content that's useful content for your website. But we also combine the AI with HI, human intelligence. And so when we deliver content to our clients and through our process, we make sure that it goes through a filter of a human being so that it's not an AI gone wild kind of scenario. Because as amazing as AI is still, we believe that having people, make sure that it's all as it should be is an important part of the process. So that's a little bit about us. Our website is composerapp.ai. So I'll just drop it in the chat here. So here's what I thought we would do today is we're going to do a little workshop where we get into how do we approach content writing. Before we do that, just by show of hands or thumbs up or any kind of feedback loop, was anybody at the webinar yesterday by any chance? No? Okay, great. All right, well, good. Okay, so Roger, great, thank you. This is actually great because this won't be repetitive for y'all. What we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about topic clusters, right? So let me just back up for a second. What Google is looking for when you write content for your website from an SEO standpoint is Google is looking for, are you an expert in your field? Are you an authority? And are you trustworthy? Right? Those are the main things that Google looks for. And they also want to know your experience, like you have depth in your experience. They call this the EEAT framework. It's experience, expertise, authority, and trust, right? That's the EEAT. And they talk about this in their documentation, and it's a 186-page document that I just reduced down to about 3 seconds. But what it is Google crawls websites and they look for how authoritative are you? How much expertise are you showing on your website versus your competitors? And when they're looking for that information, they're looking for content. They're looking for how much are you talking about what you do? How are you solving problems for your customers? Are you asking the question and then answering it and creating useful information for your customers? And these are the things that are really important for Google. And so because it's important for Google, it's important for us to be able to deliver a great customer experience. And by doing that, Google will raise your website in the rankings organically so that you can get high quality traffic to your website. So, and the way we do this is we think about topics that are relevant to your business. And because this is a workshop, we're going to actually do kind of a real world experience here. And I'm going to invite you all to drop your website in the chat here. And we'll just do a few examples of how to do this, right? Like, how do we approach topic clusters? How do we approach a content strategy, keyword research? This is all part of the same thing, right? These are all different words, but they're all describing the same thing. Great. So, okay, so thank you, Vic. I'm going to start with you. And what I'm going to do is we use a tool called Ahrefs. So I'm going to get Ahrefs ready. Andrew is going to get Composer ready. And we're going to show you how we do this. I'm going to share my screen here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop your website URL into this tool. Okay, so UMastery LLC. So what this tells us is this website is likely a new website. currently getting no search traffic. And that's, you got to start somewhere, right? So this is perfect. I love starting with a clean slate like this. So what we'll do is first, we're going to go look at the website. And great. Okay. So here we got Coach Victoria. There you are. And great. Quantum Healer DNA Recoder, certified life coach. Wonderful. Great. You got a video up there. And you got a few videos. Excellent. Okay, good. So here are a couple things. This is called your H1 tag. Your H1 tag tells Google what you do. So does your title tag up here. This is your title tag. Personal life coaching, free weekly 1 hour. Great. So, and just quick comment here. You have a couple of commas here after coaching. What I would do is I would change the title tag to personal life coaching and any other keyword that you might want to rank for in that. And don't make it too long because you have probably about 60 characters max that you want to use in your title tag. The title tag is one of the first things that Google looks at. They go, what is this website about? Boom, they're going to look at the title tag. Then they're going to look at what's called the H1 tag right here. So you want to use your keywords in your title tag and your H1 tag so that Google quickly goes, oh, I know what you're about, right? The more work you make Google do to kind of figure it out, the more they're going to say, I got other websites to focus on. So we want to make it super explicit for Google as to what you do. Something to think about there. Then this is called the H2 tag. So the H1 tag is the big bold one. The H2 tag is sort of like a subheading. So again, you want to put keywords in these sentences here so that you're telling Google exactly what you do. So we know that you're a life coach, quantum healer, DNA recoder. So let's pick some of these search terms. And I'm going to just pick certified life coach here. And we'll start out with that. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at some organic keywords that you might want to rank for. So I'm going to go to, there's a tool here that we use. It's called a Keyword Explorer. And what you can do is you can enter in that keyword and it's going to kick out several synonyms around that, right? So we'll do a search on those keywords and we'll look at how much search volume there is. Now, before we get further here, what I want to say is that there's some criteria that we want to follow when we're doing our keyword research. There are three primary criteria that we want to say that qualify for keywords to go on our short list and keywords that we're going to target. And those three criteria are, is the keyword a buyer intent kind of keyword, right? So find a life coach, that's a buyer intent keyword. That's an awesome one. Let's see, like accredited life coach certification, probably not a buyer keyword, right? Because that's somebody looking for a certification, not looking for a life coach. So this kind of gives you an idea of, it has to pass that litmus test. Does it have purchase intent, right? So intent is one criteria. Another criteria is, does it have search volume, right? So this is search volume here. This is monthly search volume for these keywords, right? So personal development coach, great. It's got 800 searches a month. I would put that on the short list for sure. So that's the second criteria. The third criteria is, how competitive is this search term? And there's this concept called KD, keyword difficulty. That's how competitive that search term is. And you'll see numbers here that range from 1 to 100. This is a logarithmic scale that shows how competitive that search term is. So a 41 is a very competitive search term compared to a 4 or a 3 or a 12 even. And what you want to look at is it's sort of like climbing Everest, right? You're not going to climb Everest day one. That might be a 43. So you want to go, down a trail going to be attainable, some keywords that you're going to stand a chance to rank for, especially if you're a new website, because you're building trust with Google. Think of it like this. You're in this kind of like initial phase with Google to say, um, hi, Google, I'm new, and I want you to trust me because I'm good at what I do. I'm a legit business, and so you got to crawl, walk, run when you're building trust with Google. And the crawl, walk, run is start out with keywords that are attainable. Personal development coach, great keyword. It got buyer intent. It has a KD, a keyword difficulty of 3, so it's actually it's within reach organically for that, and it's got 800 searches a month. Cool. Check, check, check. That goes on our short list, right? So that's a great way to, kind of understand what keywords go on our short list versus those who don't. Um, and this tool is called Ahrefs, by the way, a very useful tool. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all these keywords here, and I'm going to even expand our list, and I'm going to go to related terms and see if this gives us more search terms that we can choose from, right? So personal development coach, great one. We'll come back to that. But I'm going to go to related terms and kind of open up the search even more. There's probably some garbage in here, right? Blush, life coach. So life coach, is that a buyer intent keyword? Maybe. I would say on a 1 out of 5, it's probably a 2 or a 3. But look at that. It's really hard to get there, even though it has a ton of search volume, right? So I would put that one into like the crawl, walk, run. I would put that in the run category for down the road. How to become a life coach? Not really what we're doing unless you are training life coaches, in which case that's an awesome search term because it's a KD of 2 and it's got 5,500 searches a month. So if you rank organically for that search term, you're going to get a lot of good quality traffic, right? Life coaches near me, great one. Hey, that's an awesome one. And it's a KD of 1 and there are 3,000 searches a month. So pretty awesome, kind of opportunity here. One of the interesting fun facts is I'm going to just do this search on Google right now. And um, and what I wanted to show you is you've got your ads up here, right? These are the sponsored links. Then you've got Yelp and your Psychology Today and your expertise. And so these are the aggregators. These are pretty hard to displace. However, you can displace them. But what I wanted to tell you was this top 1 position on any search, it's 30% of the clicks. So 30% of the people that search on any search click on position 1. So if you were able to get into this position, and Yelp is owning that real estate now, they get 3,000 searches a month. So Yelp is probably getting 1,000 searches, clicks over to their website just because they rank number 1 for that keyword, right? So that's how dramatic and significant this can be for a growth driver for your business. And you want to do this kind of thing. You want to pop open the tab and see actually who they are that's up there. It's pretty hard to displace Yelp. So maybe that's not the best keyword to go after, but so there are other ways to filter here. So I'm going to filter and I'm going to say, show me KD up to 10, keywords that are KD of up to 10. And I'm also going to say, make sure that they have 200 searches a month or more, right? And I'm just going to constrain this right out of the gate. Now, this gives us keywords that are attainable here. They're all KD of 10 or under, and they all have decent search volume. Okay, cool. So now I'm kind of in the ballpark. Now, a couple things I also want to show you. There's a concept called topic clusters. So I'm just going to I'm going to show you this concept here, right? So HubSpot has this that has coined this term. It's called topic clusters. And what you do is you organize your content in such a way. This is a topic cluster, and I'll describe what the anatomy of a topic cluster here. So right in the middle here is what's called a pillar piece of content. This is the broad topic, right? This is life coach would be our topic, right? And then under life coach, you've got several subtopics that are under life coach, right? So there's a life coach near me. There is life coach to organize my business, life coach to help me whatever other benefits that you offer, right? So could be health concerns, could be life planning, could be financial. All of these are related topics around life coach. And so what you want to do is you want to create on your website, when you create this content, you want to start out with topically, is it relevant to my business? Yes. Okay, good. So we're in the same ballpark. And then you have subtopics that you write content about. Each one of these, think of these as an individual article to talk about a specific thing within Life Coach. So if Life Coach, maybe you create an article that is the ultimate guide to being a life coach. And that article might be a longer article, and it might say, we're going to talk about benefits, health benefits, mental health benefits, business benefits, and these kinds of things, right? So all of these, and you might touch on these with like 200 words or so in this article. And then you're going to create a deeper dive where this article is just a standalone article about mental health benefits. And then this article is a deep dive on financial benefits. And this article is a deep dive on physical health benefits or what have you. And we just keep going, where each one of these articles is a deep dive on its particular subtopic. And this article is sort of like an expanded table of contents around the ultimate guide of why you want to use a life coach, right? So then what you do is you link all of these articles together. So these lines right here are a link to this main article. And you can even link article to article too, which I recommend doing, right? So this whole thing turns into this web-like structure on your website. Why is this important? This is important because when Google crawls your website, they have a second, not even a second. They just like scramble through your website and they crawl it all. And you want to be able to tell them, this is what I'm about. And this is the best way for you to tell them what you're about, is by creating this web that is topically related on your website. So now taking that concept, these are the keywords, these are the topics here, right? And so you know, if your goal is life coach Houston, for example, that might be the topic because you're in that local market. And then you'll have life coaching services and likely, you know, several other related kind of articles that will belong to Life Coach Houston if that's your market. So I'm just going to pause here for a second and get some quick thumbs ups. Is that all making sense for everybody so far? Yep. Okay, good. Any questions?
Yes. I had a question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repeat to you what I heard and you can correct me.
Right.
The hub topic is the column topic is actually on the right side of your list of keywords there in Ahrefs. And how does that relate back to the keyword list on the left side? Are those the things you want to write about? Is that right?
Yeah. So think of this. So these are the parent topics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I go back to our diagram,
Yeah.
this is the topic, and
Yeah.
these are the keywords.
Okay.
Right? And each article has like it's a one-to-one match for keyword to an article, keyword to an article. And these are, think of these as like subtopics around the major topic. So you guys have probably heard of this concept called the long tail, right? So the long tail is this concept of there's let me just pop this open, right? So the long tail is where you have what's called a head term, which is this gets all the traffic, but it's a very broad topic. It's life coach, right? And that might not be your target market. The long tail is where there's fewer searches, but they're more specific, right? And so when you're thinking about, your subtopics and your topics, the topic itself might be life coach. That might be this high volume search term, but it might be overly broad. Then what you want to do is you want to write content that is more specific so that you're getting all of this traffic here. And when you add up, and it's easier to rank for this traffic, by the way. So each search term has less volume, but when you're writing the content for this long tail here, and you add up all the searches that happen here, it actually is better quality traffic. And when you add up all this traffic, it adds up to more traffic than this anyway. So the idea is to write content for the long tail because that's specifically what people are looking for. And also, when you're doing that, it's easier to rank for those keywords. And when you're ranking for those keywords, you're building trust with Google. So Google goes, oh, okay, cool. Like you're now number one for 25, 30 keywords. I now know that I can trust you so that instead of putting you here for some keywords, I'll start to put you here for some of the bigger, broader keywords that get more volume. And that's how the process works with Google and building trust, right? So I'm going to pass the baton to Andrew here, who will show you how we take this concept, right? So that's all strategy kind of stuff that we just talked about. Now we're going to get tactical. We're going to say, okay, we go strategy to tactics. And Andrew, go ahead and share your screen, and we'll show you how we do this with AI.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you being with us today. This is Composer. This is our baby. This is our human-assisted AI content generation platform. And I have entered UMastery LLC. Vic, by the way, you are the first goddess I have addressed in quite some time. So I hope I addressed you properly today. So we say new article. One of the most important things that we stress is to be intentional with content. You have a subject, a service, a profession you're passionate about, you're a subject matter expert. You have to know what your ideal customer profile is. You have to know who you're trying to reach because it's that connective tissue in between. We have to know what those people are asking Google, and you have to write authentically about yourself in a way that reaches them. So for us, the more that we know about your business and about your audience, the easier it is to capture that connective tissue in between. So the first thing that we do is crawl your website. In this case, it is umasteryllc.com. And we put together a synopsis of your business, your services, and your ideal customer profile. Because again, knowing both ends of that equation are critical in terms of filling the gaps in between to make sure that your audience reaches your content. So Vic, take a quick second. If you wouldn't mind unmuting your Zoom today so we can have a little chat. This is a quick synopsis of UMastery LLC. Vic, are you still?
I'm unmuted. I'm
There you are.
unmuted.
Pleasure to meet you today. So take a quick look and tell us how we did there. So here we have a target audience of individuals seeking personal growth and clarity who are interested in life coaching, quantum healing, and overcoming subconscious self-sabotage to achieve personal success. It's critical to know who we're trying to reach. So,
Wow,
yes,
that's
ma'am.
good. I said, wow, that's good.
Thank you. So one of the things before we continue on here is it's very important for us to know who we're writing for, right? When you're writing any content. because you want to speak their language, you want to surface up what some of their challenges are, and then you want to weave that into the narrative when you're writing that content. So starting out with, a little bit about your business, and then also the products and services that you offer, and knowing who we're talking to, all is ground floor kind of stuff for us, so that we can capture your brand voice when we write the articles, and that's what Composer does here.
So at this step, I'm going to click new article, and I'm going to describe a little bit before I do what's about to happen. When we crawl your website, again, our intent is to find as much connective tissue as possible between your business and your customers. So what Composer will do now is put together topic clusters and subjects and keywords that we feel you should be writing about. These are subjects that have some robust search traffic, that have accessible keyword difficulties, as Andy was showing you earlier, and subjects that are being asked on a daily basis of Google. So any one of these subjects would be salient to your business and to your clients. Vic, take a quick second and pick a subject that's in front of you here for us to craft a piece of content.
All right, quantum healing.
There we go, dead center. Excellent. So we are not limited to blog content. That is simply the most common request at the moment, because blogs are now the largest segment of top 5 Google results, more than 20%. So in terms of SEO and educating Google as to who you are and why Google should send the right eyes to your business, blogs are the most direct path to it. But we can craft anything: how-tos, op-eds, ultimate guides, product reviews, and listicles. So for this demo's purposes, I'll continue down the blog post route. So Composer will begin by writing 5 potential headlines around the subject we've chosen. Unraveling the power of quantum healing, a game-changing approach. Is quantum healing the key to unlocking your full potential? Quantum healing, beyond conventional wisdom and into new realms. Experience the remarkable shifts of quantum healing therapy, or how quantum healing redefines wellness and self-discovery. Vic, any of those strike your fancy?
Yeah, let's see. Well, all of them do, but let's see.
That's a good problem.
Good answer.
That's a good problem.
We'll do the last one.
Okay, how quantum healing redefines wellness and self-discovery. So at this step, we have to define our angle of approach to this piece of content. Are we exploring the science behind quantum healing's impact on wellness, understanding quantum healing's role in uncovering inner potential, or are we examining the practical applications of quantum healing for self-discovery?
The second one.
Great. So now Composer will begin with an outline on this subject. And by the way, one of the most exciting things about Composer is we can train it with your company's pre-existing content: white papers, case studies, tech docs, old blog posts, whatever it is. The more we can train Composer with, the easier it is for us to capture the true voice of your business. So here's our outline: the essence of quantum healing, understanding quantum mechanics and healing, applications of quantum healing in daily life, quantum healing techniques and practices, the evolution of wellness through quantum healing, and reimagining self-discovery with quantum healing. So again, if we're given the honor of engaging, the first thing we do is train Composer and focus it on your business. And in the meantime, we can say promote. Now, how do you write the name of your business? Is it spaced out like this?
No, it's all together.
All together, you mastery like that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
The LLC is together with it as well.
Ah, gotcha. No spaces.
Correct.
All I have just done, just to tie off on the subject at hand, I have pointed Composer to be focused, Vic, on your business, and we say revise, and we go into the next step. Again, if we do engage, the first thing we do is capture your style guide. We need to know how to authentically represent you in our writing style. In the meantime, we need to lead Composer to shape the voice and tone of this article. Who's writing it? Where's it coming from? And there are 6 different persona that we have assigned for that purpose. There's the SEO specialist, the technologist, financial analyst, entrepreneur, marketing manager, and lifestyle luminary. Does one of those speak to you, Vic?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I missed that last question.
But again, if we do engage with you and your business, the first thing we do is gather as much information as we can to train Composer so we can authentically, in effect, use your voice. For these demonstration purposes and for the moment, we need to lead Composer in terms of what is the voice and tone of this article. Is this a casual article being written by a lifestyle luminary? Is this a very almost scientific approach written by a technologist? And again, we say when in doubt, use the SEO specialist, because our writing tools are optimized for SEO. We've trained it with more than 10,000 articles. Our company is written by hand over the years and with Google's best practices. So it knows what keyword stuffing is. It knows exactly what Google's looking for.
I
Okay,
see.
well, let's go with the SEO specialist then.
Great. So as this begins to render in real time, I'll give you a little insight into how we engage, and it'll answer your questions, Nick. So we refer to this as human-assisted AI because we believe it still has to be, right? It's a fabulous tool, but it is not quite a turnkey solution yet. So we're there day one to carve out a strategy and execute. We have to know as much about your business as possible. We have to know what you're trying to accomplish. We have to know who you're trying to reach. What is your ideal customer profile?
Excellent response. Excellent response. Thank you, Andrew. Real quick, and I'll finish on my end. But the reason I ask is because I have two businesses that I'm working on right now. As I've seen many links sent in the chat box here, that obviously everyone has their own business, but I have two completely different businesses, and I'm wondering if you can traverse both of those businesses and that lineage. One is a percussion instrument with which we have our website for. We invented a new percussion. One is I'm writing a biography, a novel. Can you do both? Is my question.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. So we have to be there to understand as much as possible before crafting content with you. It's a collaborative effort. We need to know as much about your business and your market and your goals and your audience as possible. We have to know what those people are asking Google so that we write intentional content that reaches them where they are. We publish directly to your website and promote through your social media channels upon approval of content. So there's no need to hand off to webmasters for formatting and all those sorts of delays.
Awesome.
There are 2 contextually relevant images included in every post. We guarantee your happiness with the content. At the moment, there are no long-term commitments. So in a matter of, let's say, 3-4 minutes, we've crafted a long-form SEO optimized piece of content focused on your business, focused on the subjects and topic cluster and keywords at hand, and tasked with educating Google as to who you are and why they should be sending engaged eyes to your website.
Sounds great. And we can find this all on your website, composerapp.ai.
Andy, I'm going to pass the baton back to you to talk about scheduling meetings and things like that.
Thank you.
So, Anna, if you would drop Andrew's, there it is. Great. Okay. So, for everybody on the call here, what I recommend doing is clicking on that link that Anna just dropped in the chat. That is Andrew's calendar link, and schedule a one-on-one call with him. And what we'll do is we'll do a deeper dive, just like we did today, and we'll do that for your business, right? We'll set you up and we'll get you started. It's really, really easy to get started. Everything that we do is, think of us as like your content production team, right? So it is AI that we use so that we can help you take advantage of keeping your costs low and creating content quickly. So you get the benefit of that. However, what we do is we also do this with you. So we are a team. You're not just left on your own to figure it out. We do this with you and for you. So we even post to your website and your social media channels to promote your content and help you drive that audience. And that's a big part of what we do. So when you work with us, you'll get an account manager who will run the whole thing for you.
There is something I'd like to mention, which is the fact that you get the benefits of what this company has been doing for 5 years, which is crafting content in a very labor-intensive, hands-on human research manner. And we've baked everything we've learned in those years into Composer. And at every step, it's SEO optimized. So just a little bit of our background here.
That's awesome.
So again, what I recommend doing is schedule time with Andrew. He is your resident master here, and will help you get started. And we'll put a plan together for you and start writing content. It's really straightforward.
That sounds great.
Well, everybody. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know everybody's busy, so we're gonna keep it tight. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or schedule time with Andrew, and we'll jump in.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks,
for your time.
everybody.
Be well, everyone.
Appreciate it.
God
Thank
bless.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.